became a trustee of Transform Work back in November. And I thought it'd be helpful just to share two things that have really struck me since I've been a trustee. The first thing is Julian kind of talks about the importance of prayer. Oftentimes people talk about things. I've really seen that being practiced in a very real way inside Transform Work. So firstly with the Thursday prayer meetings, but our trustee meetings are just immersed in prayer. We start in prayer. We often stop halfway through to pray and give thanks, as Julian had shared. And it's really been impactful to me to see a Christian organisation really living out their faith in that way. And I think that the other thing that's struck me coming in very quickly is the sheer breadth of work that Transform Work does, and that we do that within a budget of just short of 50k per annum, which I think is incredibly small relative to the impact that Transform Work has for God's kingdom in the UK and starting to be abroad as well. Our objectives for this year are kind of aligned around that, I would say, in that when you're operating within that kind of budget, you do have to be quite focused and say, well, what are the most important things that we're going to work on this year? So we've got 6 key objectives or targets that we're really focused on, and each one comes with a measure. And you can see that they're sort of summarized on the left. So there's areas like getting really good at what we're currently doing. So things like building ambassador maturity so that we're really supporting Christian workplace groups well. It's equipping Christian workplace group leaders better so that they are better able to serve their Christian groups inside their organizations, a bit like Brian has just wonderfully testified. And of course, Andrea coming on board, which Mel's going to talk about in a second. And then it's also looking further ahead and going, okay, where do we want to be as an organization, and where does God want us to be? So looking at the overall vision, and one of the things that we really want to try and do over the next year is to bring real stories of the impact that our God is having in the workplace through Christian workplace groups. So that's one area that we're going to be spending a lot of time on. The second area is around our income plan and how we might grow the work of faith of Transform Work over the next few years, how we might staff that work, what income sources we could look at, and so on. And Mal and I are working on that, and it'd be great to get people's insight there as well. And then also trying to be clear on, who are our strategic partners and who do we want to be working really close with and developing relationships as well. So these are the targets that we've got, which are, I guess, doing what we're doing really well and better, and then setting a strategy for the long term and growth and opportunity for the organisation as well.